welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Amber Stewart. I'm the owner of the Stewart Project, where I help individuals maximize their living potential by simply taking emphasis on wellness. For years, I was a personal trainer helping people reach their fitness goals in the gym, but I kept noticing that many people were trying to sweat out their life problems instead of addressing them at their core. Now, this realization inspired me to shift from personal training to a life coach slash holistic nutritionist, where I now help people overcome roadblocks in all areas of their lives. Now, today I want to talk about the top 5 ways people unintentionally block their own progress towards their goals. And if you want to know how or whether you have roadblocks in any area of your life, you can always figure that out by taking inventory of your health and wellness. And I will touch on the topic a little bit later, but for today, we are going to talk about 5 ways you unintentionally block your progress towards your goals. Now, if you're struggling to reach your goals, whether they're related to fitness, career, relationship, or personal growth, today's video is for you. Now, let's dive in. The first reason you may be holding yourself back from your goals is because you are not being truthful with yourself. Now, this first roadblock, not being completely honest with yourself. Often we avoid facing hard truths about what's really holding us back, or we tell ourselves stories just to justify our behavior. You know, maybe you say you're too busy, but in reality you might be avoiding the discomfort of pushing yourself. Or maybe being truthful with yourselves, meaning looking at your habits, actions, and mindset without excuses. And this can be uncomfortable, and I know I had a coaching client, personal training client named Lucy, and she came to me and was saying, "Oh my goodness, Amber, I love your butt. I will do anything to get a butt like yours. Just, I bought these training session packages. If you get me results, I will pay however much. Just continue to get me results." Now, once I started talking to Lucy, I started getting an assessment of her health, habits, and things. I was telling her, like, hey, there are some things you are going to have to let go of. And to her, she was not really being truthful to herself because of some of the answers she was saying. And I could tell this because I am a personal trainer and holistic nutritionist, so I can tell when women have hormone imbalances. And for Lucy's case, she is menopausal, and during the first couple of training sessions we've had, she would have hot flashes. And so if you are menopausal and have hot flashes, there's a telltale sign that you have a hormone imbalance. And I know you're probably saying, well, duh, Amber, menopause is historically a hormone imbalance time, so of course you would have hot flashes, but not necessarily. There are ways you can balance your hormones during menopause so that you won't have those fluctuations. So when I talked to her about having her hormones checked, Lucy told me that she indeed got her hormones checked and they came out normal. But when I look at her, I can tell that she has high cortisol levels that were indicative of her having Cushing's syndrome, which is when people have the super skinny arms and legs, but the really round body and the round face. And from her telling me how she must drink on the weekends to stay sane, and how her personal life stresses her out, can more than likely say that she is dealing from high cortisol. And considering how her hot flashes can take over her at a moment's notice, the cortisol levels are probably stripping her sex hormones, making her menopause symptoms a lot worse. But that is not why I am talking to you today. I'm talking to you because the topic at hand is not being truthful to yourself. So when I was telling Lucy, hey, did you get your hormones checked? She said, yes, they came back fine. In my head, I'm saying, okay, you know what? Sometimes women can get their hormones checked and have the test results come back normal. But just because it's normal on the test doesn't mean it is normal for you. Your normal range currently could be in a normal range for everybody else, but compared to what they were when you were at your peak female hormone reproducing era, they're probably higher, so it's lower for you now. So in Lucy's case, her test results, if she did take them, probably came back normal, but she was probably at a lower range level than what her body is used to. So knowing all that, I let it go, because like, you know what, maybe she doesn't know about hormones, hormonal health, so maybe she is being truthful but not being sure. But ways that this can hurt you, not being truthful can hurt you, because if an expert, a weight loss expert, is coming to you telling you, hey, you might want to check your hormones, hey, you might have this and that, hey, your drinking, your XYZ habits may make it hard for you to reach your goals. Now, if a health expert is telling you this and you do not heed the advice and you continue going forward into the path that you're at, your weight loss journey, and you do not see results and you get frustrated at that specialist or professional, you cannot get mad at that professional, because you are blindly following bad advice, which is your own bad advice, because you're not being truthful to yourself. A person who is being truthful to themselves would be able to tell themselves, hey, I want to get these body goals. I want to get this certain area in my life, but there are certain habits that I have that have been made known to me that I may need to change. And before I move forward, I might need to stop and address these things before I move forward, because these things can make it difficult for me to reach my goals. But Lucy didn't do that, okay? And some individuals out there watching this video who's probably getting triggered right now, probably saying these things to themselves. And so hopefully you're watching this video, hopefully you're not getting triggered. If you are, that's okay, because when you're triggered, that is the universe or spirit or God just letting you know, like, hey, that's a button that needs to be addressed, okay, if you want to go to a higher level. Now, the second way you may be unknowingly holding yourself back from your goals is simply because you are not setting realistic goals. And so as a trainer, I see people come in wanting drastic changes overnight. But you know, meaningful change takes time and consistently. Takes time and consistency. You know, unrealistic goals lead to frustration, and when we feel defeated, it is easy to quit altogether. And so if you're one of those individuals that buys a trainer, buys an online course, buys a certain self-help DIY tool to help you progress forward, and you are trying to get from A to B in 10 minutes when it may take 10 weeks, 10 months, 10 years, you're not setting realistic goals. And so what usually happens, you end up shifting the blame onto the product, service, or person that you put all your hope into and set those unrealistic goals, and you say they are the problem, when in actuality it is your goals. Which is why it is very helpful to work with a coach or somebody who can help guide you into setting realistic goals. But you know, If you set achievable incremental goals, you build confidence with each small win. But I know society now, we are so hell-bent on the instant gratification, now, overnight success. We do not want to wait for these things. But just to throw that out there, if you take those small steps, it is easier to reach those bigger milestones. So hold that out there. Now, the third way you could be unknowingly holding yourself back from your goals is you're being too emotionally attached to the outcome. Now, this third roadblock, being too emotionally attached to the outcome, is basically when you focus only on the results and you forget about the process. And so this kind of goes into hand with the previous reason, not setting realistic goals, because if you're too focused on the outcome, you're not focused on your setting those goals realistically. You will be subject to clickbait and sign up for any ad or thing that scrolls down your feed or marketing thing that excites you about having this pain point solved. And if you know anything about the law of attraction, you will know that when you obsess over something, you obsess over the outcome and not enjoying the present moment or the process. You are actually allowing the universe or God to take longer, or it takes longer to obtain your goal. That's all I'm trying to say. But anyway, when you focus only on the result, you forget about the process, which is where the growth actually happens. Because during the journey to your end goal, you have to become the person ready for that end goal. And so too often people just want the body, they want the career, they want the success, but they don't want to put in the work to build those skills that will have them sustain their end goal. And so if we're too attached to a specific outcome, we can lose sight of all the progress we're making along the way. And so when you're less attached to the outcome, you can stay present, open, and enjoy the journey. In fitness, I see people obsess over a certain weight or look, and life is similar. If we're too attached to a specific outcome, we can lose sight of all the progress we're making along the way and just start back at one, and that could be even more frustrating. And I know if you have gone on the binge eating cycle or the yo-yo dieting, or have tried to start your business and fail, or start your career, your singing career, art career, music career, whatever it is, and failed in the past and have to go back and forth with starting and stopping and giving up. The being too emotionally attached to the outcome could be the issue. Now, the fourth way you could be unknowingly holding yourself back from reaching your goals is being unwilling to let go of what no longer serves you. So another major obstacle is not letting go of what no longer serves you. So this could be old habits, limiting beliefs, or even relationships that are holding you back. Now, in my coaching practice, I work with people to identify these anchors that keep them stuck in the same patterns. And I'm gonna be honest with you, letting go isn't easy, but it frees up your energy to invest in things that help you grow and align with your goals. So for my personal training client, Lucy, for her, it was the issue of her drinking on the weekends because she told me that she drinks to stay sane. Now, prior to working with Lucy, I had a conversation with my coworker who talked to her, because she would go on and on and on to my coworker about how much she wanted a butt like mine. And so, my coworker trains a friend of Lucy's, and that friend told my coworker how Lucy had a drinking problem because her relationship at home was not healthy. And so, if you are suffering from bottled emotions, mental or emotional stress, if you are excessively drinking, these are things that can make it hard for you to reach your goals. And so, if you're not willing to let go of the things that are holding you back from reaching your goals. So in Lucy's case, it was the drinking and it was the stress. And I understand so for Lucy's case, she's married, she has kids, she's in a whole family dynamic. And sometimes you get in relationships and they can crumble, but you stay in those relationships just for financial reasons or just for not the relationship, but for the kids. And although it is a selfless sacrifice, when it comes time for you to want to do for yourself and you want to work on your body, you may find that it is hard to stay in that relationship, stay in that environment while you want to work on yourself, because ultimately you're not meant to stay there. And so when individuals start working on not only just their body, but in certain areas of their life, when they realize, hey, there's certain areas in my life that I want to work on, you may find that other areas in your life are falling apart, and you will see that you can't hold on to both. When it came to me starting my coaching business, I was in a relationship with my boyfriend at the time, and every time I was making progress in my career, my relationship was falling apart. And ultimately, I realized that my spouse, although he was an amazing person, he wasn't the person for me. And so if I wanted to reach career success, which was allowing me to help a lot of people overcome chronic stress, anxiety, depression, chronic health issues, so they can live a happy, successful life on their terms. And for me to sacrifice that to stay in a relationship to make one person happy, and that person isn't even myself, that would have been a very big disservice to me and my clients that I serve. So in my case, I had to let go of that relationship. Did I find happiness at the end of it? Yes. Was it easy? No. But it was necessary for my growth. I'm a better person at the end of that relationship. My clients are better people, and my ex is now a better person. So that I say that all to say that sometimes you have to be able to let go, and not being able to let go, wanting to stay in a relationship because, oh my gosh, what could be? There's a lot of potential, or staying at that job like, you know what, I really want to, but I've been here for so long, they're struggling, and if I leave them, I'll leave them hanging. I'm gonna tell you right now, if a job was struggling when you came in and you're helping them out immensely, when you leave, they will still be struggling. One job, that is a people-pleasing mentality, and that's something that I had to overcome. But if you believe that you have to stay at a certain place, a certain environment or relationship that is not keeping you happy, that is not fulfilling your needs for the sake of other people, like, that is not being realistic. And that is a telltale sign you need to let go. That stress and frustration you feel inside, that is a sign from the divine to let that go, okay? All right, so I'm gonna throw that out there, but moving on. The final roadblock that is holding you back from reaching your goals that you may not know about is not putting forth the right effort, even if you think you're doing enough. And so I used to see clients who give it their all in the gym, but weren't addressing other areas like nutrition, sleep, or stress. Similarly, in life, it's not just about working hard, it's about working smart. Sometimes you need to take a step back, reevaluate our approach, and make sure our actions align with our goals. And sometimes this can be hard for individuals to do because they never took time to figure out like what really works for them. And they have just been following systems that's worked for everybody else except for them. And so at a certain time in their lives, they've been trying to pull together, hang out, okay, it's been working, but after a certain time, it doesn't work. And if you know anything about tarot, when the tarot card comes, things fall apart. It is typically because anything that is not on a solid foundation must ultimately fall. And that's not even with tarot, that's just like religion, that's spirituality in general. So if you don't know, if you're new to my channel, I'm a Christian, but I'm also spiritual, so I'm into all the things. But anywho, you have to align your efforts with your actions. And so sometimes, because I know I see people, this is fitness related, so I know I've seen people who will come to the gym and be like, I be at the gym every day, I don't know why I'm not losing weight. Meanwhile, they're at the elliptical doing this. Yeah, girl, you know, and like not getting a sweat, like, oh, I'm starting to sweat, it's time to calm down now. Like, no. First and foremost, I'm gonna go on a tangent here when it comes to sweating exercise. Your body needs to sweat. When you sweat, you are excreting toxins that's stored up in your body. And you know where those toxins usually hide? In fat. So when you sweat, you're sweating out toxins, you're clearing up your skin, sweating out those toxins, shrinking the fat cells. Because when you lose weight, if you have high body fat, you not only increase fat cells, but your fat cells increase in size. So not only increase in number, but they increase in size too. So don't be afraid to sweat. You gotta put forth effort, okay? Okay, a certain amount of effort. 100% effort, 100% results. And sometimes you can be putting 100% of effort into the wrong things. So I digress. This is also why it helps to make sure you have the right plan that's structured. So anywho, now that you know the 5 biggest roadblocks to reaching your goals, you're probably wondering, how do I overcome them? Well, in my next video, I'll show you exactly how to tackle each one of these roadblocks. So make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss it. Now, if you want to go even deeper, then you can check out my free Maximize Your Living Potential Masterclass, where I will explain my 4-step stress alchemy framework, which will allow you how to turn your biggest stressors into your greatest breakthroughs in any area of your life in as little as 90 days. You can find the link in the description below. So I hope this helps. I look forward to talking with you on Thursday, where I will discuss how to overcome those 5 roadblocks. So stay tuned and I will talk to you later.